When we think of young people developing through childhood, how young is too young for them to be leading others, speaking in front of groups, practicing nonviolent communication, and building their ability to bounce back quickly after setbacks? Even in the modern workplace, these are much needed skills for adults, but unfortunately they are often missing. Today, I'm joining you from Puerto Real in Spain, where children as young as 4 right through to adults over 70 are practicing the Japanese martial art aikido. 100 children per week attend these classes. They are building relationships with students in classes of different ages and backgrounds and showing incredible levels of discipline, balance and fitness. Watching them, you might have some of the same questions as me. How do these children appear so focused, disciplined and light-hearted when so many children around the world struggle to pay attention? What keeps them coming back to this traditional martial art? Would you believe that the answers to these questions can help you and your team to be better at your job and to enjoy it more? I'm Jessica Connor-Kennedy. I'm a speaker and coach who empowers leaders and teams to attract the attention and the resources they need to make even more of a powerful impact in the world. I learn Aikido, have been since 2015, and part of what I do is present keynotes and masterclasses about learning from practices and cultures around the world. In this video, I will share how the movement, principles and learnings from the dojo can be applied in your world of work to promote collaboration, strengthen relationships and align individuals with the vision and mission of the team whilst being more economical with your effort and resources. Let's start with what happens during class and consider what the students might be getting out of it. Every week, these students learn how to be still in silence, even if just for a moment. And then they bow, having learnt some Japanese culture. They are showing respect and gratitude to the teachers that came before them, and then they are bowing to their sensei. Sensei,
Higaishimasu. One, 2, 3, 4.
They're building their muscle of self-discipline. When a student has learnt and memorised the warm-ups, they are offered the opportunity to teach the warm-ups to the whole class. In my experience, it's quite rare for a martial arts sensei to hand over any aspect of the class to a junior student, especially one who is not yet a teenager. But if we consider what the young people are learning from this example, they are learning how to speak in public, how to lead, how to teach, and that what they have to say is of value. I'm sure many of you watching have had the unfortunate experience of working with a leader who had difficulty giving responsibility to people who are more junior than them. And most of you will have had work colleagues who enjoy the limelight, who want to teach rather than standing to the side so their colleagues have the opportunity to be up front. At this young age, the students are learning how to be inclusive and empowering leaders. These young people are also learning how to stay present and be responsive under pressure. You hear in the background the voice of Ivan Sensei coming in to support the warm-ups. If the students listen carefully and focus, they will be able to do the moves correctly. If they don't, they will become lost and fall out of sync with the class. I see they are making an effort to be present, to move in a balanced way so they can stay with the group. How many times in a meeting with teams in workplaces do we realise that someone in the meeting has not been paying attention? These students are showing up and learning how to stay present, which helps the dojo function. And these little things done every class repetitively adds up. The students practice learning how to fall in this part of the warm-up. In order to reduce the chance of injury, this is important. In workplaces, people I see succeeding in being seen and having a powerful impact often tell me they have a work warm-up. They don't call it that, but as I see it, it's a set of daily routine activities that helps set them up for a successful day ahead. It strengthens them and helps them be more flexible and respond in a helpful way if the day goes badly. This practice is a possible response to a hand coming down from above to hit you on the head, and actually the hand represents a sword. In training, the students get to practice what they would do if an imaginary sword was coming down towards their head. In this practice, they learn how to respond to an attack that can feel very physically threatening. Most people, when they first learn this move, get very focused on the hand coming at their head. They often get afraid and shrink away or become overly defensive and aggressive. These children are learning to shift their focus from the threat towards how they can keep themselves safe. In this case, if they focus on the hand coming down towards their head, they will likely get hit by it. But they learn to manage their fear of the attack and instead to redirect the effort of the attacker so that their attacker ends up on the ground. This move is one way to deal with an attack coming towards your head. It's being demonstrated, but when the students start practicing it, you'll see how they help each other out, not being aggressive, and after landing on the ground, they bounce back to their feet. They're keeping a light-hearted focus. These are all key aikido principles that the students are absorbing through their experience of aikido. Can you imagine trying to tell a young person to recover quickly after being emotionally flattened by a bully, calling them a harsh name? But if they learn through their body that after hitting the ground, they can recover quickly and stand up to be aware and ready, they start to learn that this is a safer response than lying on the ground being upset. How many people do you know who withdraw or become overly dramatic when they get a setback, sometimes for a long time? There is a lot of power in making a quick recovery. This move is one way of dealing with someone grabbing your wrist. At the start of the move, the person being attacked turns their body and therefore their attention to look in the same direction as the attacker. This is a common part of an aikido move, the first step being to see the perspective of your attacker. It's an effective principle when dealing with any conflict to first take a moment to understand the perspective of the person you are in conflict with. These students are learning again through movements that a possible response to being grabbed by the wrist is that they can stand to the side, which provides them with many more options of response. Also, they are continually being trained to stay focused. In Aikido, as in the real world, paying attention helps keep you safe. There is much more I could say about the students and the wonderful skills they are developing, but I'll finish with one point, which is about leadership. In this dojo, it's very important for the senior students to support the junior students, no matter the age. Not only that, the students are involved in so many ways, ringing the bell to signify the start of class, tidying up, running the exercises, and so much more. They're just very, very empowered. So it's wonderful to see, and it's actually been one of my highlights of training here at Isshin Dojo for the last 5 weeks. I'm very grateful to Ivan Sensei for giving me the chance to film this class and to the students. As I mentioned, Aikido is something I practice myself in countries including Australia, USA, Japan, and Spain. A lot of us are working now in vastly diverse work teams with people who have very different ages, they're in different regions of the world, they have highly different abilities with technology, for example. So getting better at seeing the other's perspective, bouncing back from setbacks, aligning your team are all such important principles that can be imparted through the practice of Aikido by non-Aikido students. So if you would like to talk with me about the potential to bring something like this into a large group of diverse leaders, for example, at a conference, or if you would like just to talk through a challenge you're facing and how Aikido might help, I would really welcome an opportunity to support you with that. And I set up 30-minute complimentary conversations for anyone who's interested in learning more, and it's completely obligation free. So if you would like to reach out, please do. You can email me at jessicaconnorkennedy@gmail.com. You can also visit my website, jessicaconnorkennedy.com.au. Thanks for watching.
Show me name. Sensei ni. Arigatou gozaimasu. Vamos con los compañeros con los que hemos practicado. Ahí, dos. No.